Hi everyone, this is Caroline Speaks, the State of Our World on Monday, January 3rd, 2022. So what is it? Good, bad, or indifferent? All three. Coronavirus is out there reigning supreme. Some of the headlines, major headlines. A vaccine for the world. U.S. scientists develop low-cost shot to inoculate global south, which is important to protect us all, protect them. Big pharmaceuticals aren't doing anything to protect anyone who doesn't have the money to pay or don't live in countries that have the money to pay. Okay, secondly, meet the scientists who built a cheap rapid test in March 2020. The FDA never approved it. That's great. And we need tests, so people are supposed to get tests before they join family members for the holidays. But there are long lines all over, so I don't understand what the problem is. But it's very amazing. We should have records of all tests. Everyone who takes a test, what the results are, etc. We don't really have that. People can take a test and take the test at home and never report the results. So I don't know what it is. Now, another headline: climate change fueled blaze destroys 1,000 homes in Colorado in a rare winter wildfire. That is very tragic, especially for the wildlife. Omicron-driven surge causes travel disruptions, sets records for infections, child hospitalizations. Climate-fueled Colorado wildfire raises 1,000 homes and 2 people are still missing. Ghislaine Maxwell found guilty in federal sex trafficking trials. Attention turns to Prince Andrew. Maxwell was the partner of Jeffrey Epstein, who killed himself in jail. Okay, now Sudanese Prime Minister Abdallah Hamdok resigns as more protesters killed in anti-coup demonstrations. I don't know why Sudan is having such a problem. Sudan has been a problem. They got rid of the really bad guy there, but then they created a country called South Sudan, so I don't know what's happening there. Bashir was the brutal dictator for a long time, then they got rid of him, but I don't know. And it's very sad what's happening in the Sudan. Okay, now, also, Hong Kong independent media outlet Citizen News shutters amid crackdown on press freedom imposed by the China. Hong Kong people do not want to be part of China, and China has kind of installed a leader in Hong Kong that is friendly to China. So hopefully they'll get back their independence. The British controlled Hong Kong, and then for about 100 years, and they, at that time, they're supposed to revert to kind of a quasi-independent country. So I don't know what's going to happen in Hong Kong. All right, Germany shuts down half of 6 remaining nuclear power plants, and they're also going to go to they want to phase out the use of coal and going to use renewable. Okay, that would be good. Now, as January 6th anniversary looms, Representative Liz Cheney says Trump's inner circle tried to get him to stop the riot. That is very sad to have such an irresponsible person with all that power. I don't know what's going to happen. We need a real democracy, not a dictator. Okay. Twitter bans the account of Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene over coronavirus misinformation. So hopefully she's from Georgia, she's a real right-wing person, so hopefully we can get rid of her and her constituents will not vote for her to get a better representative from Georgia. Now, Karen Ferguson, who fought to expand workers' pension rights, dies at the age of 80. Now, she's a longtime labor lawyer who fought to protect workers' pension and retirement plans. And she was the head of the Pension Rights Center for more than 4 decades, where she successfully lobbied Congress for pension reforms while helping thousands of workers recover their retirement benefits. Ferguson got her start in Washington, D.C. as one of Nader's raiders, a group of lawyers who joined consumer advocate Ralph Nader's Public Interest Research Group in the 1970s. Thank you for your service, Karen Ferguson. Hope you have a happy home in heaven, well taken care of. Thank you. Okay, now, Colorado governor shortens the 110-year sentence of a truck driver who killed a bunch of people when his truck brakes stopped, wouldn't work, as he said. He was originally sentenced to 110 years in prison, but they've shortened it to 10 years. So the brakes on his semi-trailer failed when driving downhill, leading to a multi-vehicle pileup that killed 4 people in 2019. Many are calling on the trucking company to be held liable for the crash. Don't know what's going to happen with that, but it's very sad that when the brakes don't work, you don't have any control. So I don't know the trucking company, the driver, who's responsible for making sure that the truck is working properly. Okay. Large fire damages South African Parliament in Cape Town. South Africa is parched. They're having a drought, as is a lot of the world. U.S. coronavirus infections hit all-time high of, when averaging 267,000 cases a day, and nearly 100,000 U.S. hospital beds are filled. Nearly 80,000 U.S. hospital beds are filled. That figure is about half of the number of hospitalized during the last winter surge. On the CDC has revised its estimate of the percentage of U.S. Omicron variant infections downward, suggesting the dangerous Delta variant is continuing to circulate widely. Okay. The FDA is warning that over-the-counter rapid antigen tests might be less sensitive at detecting Omicron. So the Biden administration is preparing to make 500 million tests available for free to U.S. households. Here in New York, there's been a 5-fold increase in the number of children hospitalized with coronavirus this month, and at what hospital? Okay, the children are being hospitalized at a faster rate, a big increase. So we have to protect everybody. Okay. Now, the Taliban fired warning shots at dozens of women protesters in Kabul. Yeah, and the whole world has used Afghanistan as a place to do what? I don't know. They really haven't done anything for Afghanistan. They were out for the resources of the country. So I don't know what's happening there. U.S. envoy warns of civil toll in Saudi-led war on Yemen as the Saudi-led coalition of the war on Yemen. So I don't know what the story is there, and are we still providing Saudi Arabia with the weapons and the logistics support? I don't know. The wars between the rebels and the Saudi-led coalition has escalated sharply. So I like us not to be supporting the Saudi-led war. Mahmoud Abbas meets Israeli defense minister. I don't know if they'll accomplish anything. Palestinian leader Mahmoud Abbas traveled to central Israel to talk with Israeli Defense Minister Benny Gantz. It was Abbas's first visit to Israel in more than a decade. It's not clear what the pair discussed after the talks. Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett told reporters there was no peace process underway, with the Palestinians adding, and there won't be one. Abbas has faced protests among Palestinians after he canceled a planned legislative and presidential elections early this year. That's a real mess. I don't know what's happening. And that's in really the West Bank and East Jerusalem. Gaza is kind of on its own, locked in by the Israelis. Okay, so there's quite a bit of news here. So why don't we wrap up and have a little music? Okay. Okay. How about, okay, what are we missing today? Okay, here's an old song. The thoughts I think, the dreams I dream, are all of thee. My chosen love, my sole delight, be true to me. Thou shouldst grow forever fonder. Had I the power to gain my desire, I ne'er from thee would wander. Okay, that's a very old song. I don't know who wrote it. I think it's a nice little song. Thank you for tuning in this evening on Monday, January 3rd, 2022, for another meeting of Carolyn Speaks State of the World. Remember, take care of yourself and each other, practice social distancing. Only out when you have to wear a mask. The vaccine is available for you and safe for you to take it. I would take it. I had mine on May 27th. I'm 7 months out. So theoretically, after 8 months, I'm eligible for a booster. So we'll see about that. Okay, thank you for joining us this evening, and I hope you're back with us again tomorrow evening. Take care of yourself and others. Remember, kindness goes a long way. Kindness goes a very long way. Thank you. Good night.